So, welcome back. I'm Jessie with Withers for Warriors, and today we're working with our one-eyed wonder, Rusty. He is a rescue quarter horse mix, we're not really sure. He came from an amazing organization here in Las Vegas, and when we first met him, we absolutely fell in love and knew that he needed to join our crew. He is just a fabulous gelding with a lovely disposition, and he's just a really great advocate for how incredible rescued horses can be. He has had his own struggles with health problems and obviously lost one of his eyes due to cancer that unfortunately became a massive growth in a tumor that even after several attempts of surgery to save the eye, the organization we got him from were unfortunately not able to save it. But that doesn't slow him down at all, and it doesn't impact his personality or disposition. It is just something that makes him extra special to us, and even though he is less than perfect, as far as looks go, we think he's just as handsome as can be, and we just adore him. He's a good guy. So today, he's going to be our model to go through how we at Withers for Warriors not only ask for our horses to give us their feet for cleaning and doctoring, but how to properly clean out their foot to make sure that they don't develop fungal infections or things like that. Just all in a day's work caring for these incredible animals. So let's go. Starting out, we like to start with the front, one of the front feet, doesn't really matter which side. And we just, as you'll see, we just kind of make our way around the horse, going from leg to leg. So starting with the front leg here, we like to communicate with them using their whole bodies. We don't just some people just jump down and grab their legs. We don't like to do that. Horses are very sensitive, and they are pretty sophisticated communicators with each other when it comes to their bodies. So we try to speak to them in their own language that they'll understand. So we give them touch primarily to understand what we're about to ask for. So we touch with pressure down the leg just to give him an idea that we're going to ask for this foot, which, as you can see, he was super prepared to give to us because we communicated through touching all the way down that this is what he needed to expect. We were about to ask him for this foot. So starting with cleaning the foot, you can see it's pretty compacted, not too terribly. This is a pretty normal day-to-day you'll see with any horse that you're caring for. They get dirt and mud and gunk packed in there. So we grab our little hoof pick here. I love this style. They're really tough, and this little angled part, the poker part, doesn't bend really easily. And sometimes when you have a really impacted hoof, you can really try to get in there and it'll just bend that pointed part. So very carefully, we start here at the base of the hoof and just start picking out a little bit at a time. And you'll see as you remove dirt, they have a natural little V-shaped structure inside their foot that's called the frog. Don't ask me why they call it the frog. I don't know why they call it the frog. Maybe a veterinarian knows, but that is just what it's called. And once we see the visibility of the structure, we can be a little bit more aggressive with our picking. Before we see it, we try to be really gentle and just kind of feel around, because the frog actually is a lot of soft tissue. And if you get in there too aggressively with this, you can actually puncture it, or you can just cause them a lot of discomfort, and you might have some behavioral problems start up. But now that we can see it, we can actually start angling the hoof pick in to get the rest of this gunk out. And as you can see, it just kind of falls right out. He doesn't mind. He actually likes it because his feet feel better once all this stuff is out of the hoof. Sometimes it's really common. They'll get rocks stuck, wedged up way in here. and then impacted with mud and stuff. And to them, it feels a lot like for us, if we were to have a rock wedged up in our shoe, that's pretty uncomfortable. And to wander around with all our body weight on that rock on our foot is pretty unbearable. So we try to regularly come out and just do a cursory clean out of the hoof, gets any rocks out, and it also lets us know if there's any fungal infections starting up like thrush, anything like that. Luckily, he's got really healthy feet. There's nothing going on here to make us worried. So as far as we're concerned, this foot is done. So we'll give him his foot back and he'll put it down. So then we walk, following down the back way, kind of a similar process. Starting at the hip, I like to run my hand down the leg, letting him know I'm about to ask for his foot. Up, up. And sometimes they get a little stiff in their backs, and it's really easy for them to get off balance when you ask for this back foot. So, first of all, before I start digging in here, we're going to talk about positioning. You don't ever want to be too much here on the side, because say your horse decides, I don't want you messing with my feet, they can pull this foot forward and kick you, and you're right in the line of fire, and there's really nothing you can do to get out of the way. And that really is an awful feeling. So what we like to do is we try to position our bodies here kind of on the front side of the leg, so that if he drops his foot or pulls it up to start kicking or being awful, we can drop it quickly and step out of the way. And we're away from the line of fire, away from danger, and then we can focus our efforts on regaining some control over the scenario, get him comfortable again, get the horse comfortable again, and then we can have a safe, pleasant experience all the way around. So, starting again at the hip, run our legs down and give him the ask. Up, 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 up. Good boy. I like to stabilize. He's a really good horse, so I like to kind of, still keeping my body in that position that I mentioned, I like to give him a little bit of a stability with the leg like this, just to let him know I'm here. And then once I feel him relax, then I get myself in more of a position to do the work. Same thing, find that frog, and get this out of there. You can see the start of the frog. All right, so now I know where all the gunk is that needs to come out. Easy. Easy. No. Come on, bud. Relax. Good boy. Sometimes he gets a little off balance and does that. He's not really being naughty. As you can see, he's got a little bit of thrush going on in here. This kind of funky black stuff right here, which is probably making his foot a little tender. Nothing too bad though. I know, bud. And there we go. All the gunk and gross stuff out of there. All right, and there we go for that one. All right, and we give him back his foot so he can put it down where it's comfortable for him to get his balance back. Walk around again, always utilizing touch, especially when you have a visually impaired horse. They really rely on you to communicate with them where they are. Yes, can he still hear where I'm at? Absolutely. Is he generally aware of where I'm at? Probably, but it always helps him if I just keep the hand on him to communicate, hey, don't forget, I'm still back here. Nothing to worry about. And grooming is a positive reinforcement thing for horses, behaviorally speaking. So, same thing with this leg. I'm gonna ask him to give me this leg. Good boy. Oh, easy. Same thing. Pick it out. You can see one side of the frog. Here's the other side. No rocks, no funk, and all the gross stuff out. There we go. We give him back his foot so he can put it down. Now this is the fun leg. Our sweet boy here had an abscess rupture out of this leg about 6 months ago. We're not going to go into major detail about this today, but this is after 6 months of healing. It's almost healed. It looks way worse than it is, but it is slowly healing, and we will go into detail on this in another episode, so stay tuned. But because this leg has an injury, we have to handle this one a little differently. It hurts. And so we have to kind of pay attention to him, let him know we're not touching the owie, because it really is sensitive. He's got a lot of brand new tissue growth that hasn't had a chance to toughen up. So we try to be really careful and keep some distance away from that little owie so that he's not in any kind of pain. Alrighty. We try to be a little quick on this one too, so that he's not irritated, because you know, we don't want him to start associating having his feet messed with as anything painful or discomfort inducing. So we try to be quick, yet at the same time firm in reinforcing that bad behavior. So when they pull away kind of like that, we try to reinforce it with just patiently holding the leg. Sometimes we'll tell him easy, easy. And then as you can see, he's calmed down and relaxed. When that happens, we'll then calmly let him have his foot back and he can put it down. So that is pretty much one horse having his feet done, cleaned out. We go through generally the same process with each of our horses here at the rescue, and that just helps them stay healthy, sound, and comfortable. So thanks for joining us today. Please feel free to subscribe, like the channel, and stay tuned for new episodes.